Because, Steve, the reality is this isn't a 2-year fight. This is a fight and a battle for as long as it takes. And politics is a blood sport. And because it is so difficult and you have to fight as hard as possible, and Steve, you know what that's like, we have to dig in sometimes and we have to do everything we can to stop our enemy. And the enemy is the Democrat Party. That's the enemy of America because they are destroying our country and selling us out.
What war is Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about? What has Marjorie Taylor Greene talked about that is deserving of civil war? Gerrymandering, abortion rights, tax cuts? And even if it was a belief that she sincerely held, why is her impulse towards war and not towards politics? Marjorie Taylor Greene is ultimately a symptom of the bastardization of populism in the country by conservative individuals that normalize violence against vulnerable communities and political opponents. The right has been manipulating conservative anxieties around security by allegorizing domestic political conflicts to war, encouraging alarmism, conservative hysteria, and framing contemporary political pain points to life and death struggles. And this long-withstanding tactic has kind of mutated into what we understand to be a kind of a Trump-branded populism. And the funny thing is that oftentimes the consequence of political discourse is a life or death matter for progressive collectives, whereas conservatives politicize and polemicize abstract social issues that should ultimately not be of interest to governance. Progressive populism is about acknowledging and leveraging collective power, while conservative populism is a means to justify violence during political disagreement. And when we equate these political phenomena across party lines, we're unfairly compelled to equate their political goals and normalize the extremist violent ends of Republican candidates like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
People want both parties to move from the fringes, from the extremes, back to the center?
I think a lot of people in this country may say yes, but it's important for us to dig into the substance of what that actually means. As someone who is often, I think, characterized as extreme, I, of course, would object to that. I do not believe that I am as extreme in the way that Marjorie Taylor Greene on the Republican side is extreme.
This might be a crazy thing to say, but governance at its core is boring. And it should be boring. Politics should be about addressing mundane facts of bureaucracy that get in the way of people enjoying their lives, of people being happy. It shouldn't be a blood sport. But for Republicans, that's the point. Republicans bake this incessant hate into their governing philosophy, and as a result, justify and normalize outrageous policy that persecute or undermine progressive constituencies, reinforce Republican hysteria around proxy social issues, and distract the electorate from discussing meaningful policy that affect their lives.
Extreme. The idea that there is an equating of believing in someone who believes in guaranteed universal health care in the United States with someone who believes that undocumented people should incur physical harm are somehow in the same level of extreme is something that I would object to.
AOC is right. The fight for progressive policy is in service to the belief that there is a fundamental human right and dignity. And candidates like Marjorie Taylor Greene ultimately stoke Republicans' worst impulses to heighten political contention and not a proxy war fought on behalf of your own political gain and at the expense of marginalized community. This is Adrian Costa of The Breakdown. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check back for more videos. See you guys soon.